Regarding diabetes, a single disease, a simple problem, just a metabolic disorder. The body is not able to handle a particular type of food, namely the carbohydrate, of course, the glucose. I'm going to talk about the difference between a fasting blood sugar and a postprandial blood sugar. Many people discuss which is important, a fasting sugar or a postprandial sugar. Remember, a person is not same during daytime and nighttime. The very important difference is you don't work during nighttime. Let us see how and what is the difference. How the body handles this glucose or what you call the blood sugar during daytime where you eat 3 times daily and do a lot of work the same time. You eat only once at dinner. After that, you don't work, you don't think, but you sleep. So, how in a day and at night, or how the body faces this problem of handling the blood sugar? Well, I am Dr. Balasubramanian. Regulation of blood sugar is important. Glucose is the immediate source of energy for all the cells. Use this glucose for its energy production, for its survival, for its function. Eating will raise the sugar level. Fasting will reduce the sugar level. So to keep the glucose level, an optimum level, what should the body do? There must be some glucose, otherwise it is something like a starvation of each and every cell due to lack of glucose. There should be a basal glucose level, the minimum glucose level in the body, in the blood. Why? This basal glucose level will be used or utilized by the organs and the cells for their survival and function. Even during sleep, every cell requires glucose. So that is why I said it is a basal level of glucose which is required for the organs which is working for you even during sleep. So that is basal level. If eating increases the level of sugar or glucose, if it is more, the excess should be removed and stored to be used in future. During night, after dinner, whatever quantity of food you take, the level should not go above 140 milligram per deciliter. Well, after dinner, around 8 to 10 hours, you are fasting. Early morning, the sugar level may go low. The body will not allow it to go below a particular level, namely 70 to 80 milligram of, and this 70 to 80 milligram per deciliter is required, the minimum requirement for the organs to function. So this is what is called the regulation or maintenance or balancing the sugar level. And this is what we call metabolism, or something is going in an order. And if this is disrupted, you call it as a disorder, metabolic disorder, a carbohydrate metabolic disorder. That's what you call diabetes mellitus. Now, there are three factors which determine the blood sugar level. What are these three factors? Number one, the hormones, which are secreted by the endocrine glands. And the next is the food. And third is activities. So, hormones, food, and activities. These are the three factors which determine blood sugar or blood glucose level. First one, hormone. There are two important hormones secreted by the endocrine part of pancreas, insulin and glucagon. One organ secreting two hormones of opposite actions. Insulin will try to reduce the blood sugar level. Glucagon will try to increase the sugar level. If the sugar level goes below. That is hormones, first factor. Second factor is food. The quantity, the quality, the frequency, the type of food, all this will decide. And as you know, food will increase the blood sugar level. The third factor is activities. When I say activities, any work you do, or any exercise you do, or even thinking is a work. The sugar will be utilized by your body, the muscles, and also the brain when you are thinking. Less activity will increase the blood sugar level. More activity will try to decrease the blood sugar level, in the sense the sugar will be utilized by the working or exercising organs. In these three factors, the food and activities are not constant. What you take today, you may not take tomorrow. The quantity, you may not take the next meal or a dinner. It differs. Activities, that is also not constant. Sunday and Monday are not same for us. Sunday, more food, less work. Monday, the opposite. So this changes your activities and the food. These two factors are not constant, but you can modify them. If you want, you can decrease. If you want, you can increase. So these activities and food are under your control. But for the organ pancreas, Sunday, Monday, all days are same. It has to balance the glucose level. In fact, Sunday, the pancreas has to work more because you don't work at all. This organ is not under our control. I mean the hormones secreted by the organ, namely insulin and glucagon. The pancreas responds not to you, but to the level of sugar in the blood. If more sugar, more insulin. If less sugar, the pancreas will stop secreting insulin, and if the sugar level goes below a particular level, now the pancreas will secrete the other hormone glucagon to increase the glucose level. This mechanism by which the pancreas secretes either insulin or glucagon depending upon the blood sugar level. During night time, what happens? No food after dinner, 8 hours or 10 hours, and no work for the next 8 hours after dinner. So whatever you eat is not used actually, except the very small quantity which is used by the organs which are working for you during the night time. Most of the glucose is not utilized. That means it will start circulating in the blood. You eat, you sleep, no work. That means the fasting sugar level is entirely on the capacity of the pancreas in secreting insulin during night time to keep it under control. It does not depend on your activity because you are not doing any work, you are sleeping. It does not depend on the food you are taking because you are not taking any food 8 hours during night time when you are sleeping. Among these three factors, the hormones, the food, the activity, these two variables do not change. Your dinner you have taken, the activity you are not doing because you are sleeping. So the only factor remaining is hormones, and so your fasting sugar depends entirely on the pancreas capacity to secrete insulin. How our pancreas controls this sugar level will decide our status the next morning when you get up and do a fasting sugar, whether you are a diabetic or non-diabetic or a pre-diabetic. Consider this situation. The dinner will increase the sugar level. 8 to 10 hours of fasting will decrease the sugar level. Imagine your sugar is not controlled during this night time. In a 24 hours time, a day and night, which makes one day, if the night sugar, the fasting sugar, that 8 to 9 hours, if the sugar level is not controlled, in a day it is half of the day. If you consider a month, it is going to be half of a month. That means 15 days. What does that mean? 15 days you are non-diabetic. 15 days, you are a diabetic, which is not fair. During daytime, you are utilizing the food you are taking for the activity that you are doing. So these two factors I told, food and activities, will vary. They are not constant. That is daytime. You can have a control during the daytime by altering your food habit or doing more exercise and all. Let us see what happens during nighttime. Your sugar level. A rise in sugar level is expected during nighttime because of three factors. One, the food, the dinner you take, and this depends on what you eat and how much you eat. The next is you're going to sleep. You're not doing any work. A rise level is expected. The third factor, which increases the blood sugar level during nighttime, is a very interesting and important factor because this third factor is the one which is responsible for many people to have a high blood fasting sugar. Sometimes even the postprandial may be lesser than the fasting sugar. This phenomena is called dawn phenomena. What is that actually? During the early hours of 5 to 6 hours after your dinner, when you are sleeping, the body is programmed in such a way. Body prepares itself to face a new day. In a few hours, you are going to get up. Now you need more energy. So, what the body will do, it will try to increase the blood sugar level. So, to face a new day and to maintain a glucose level in the blood till you take a breakfast, the body will try to increase the blood sugar level. Who does this? A set of hormones will come into play to raise the blood sugar level. In our body, insulin is the only hormone which can reduce the blood sugar level. So, this insulin has to fight against the dinner, against no activity, against all these hormones which are secreted at the early morning. So, all these factors should be countered by insulin. If the pancreas is competent, if the quantity of insulin produced is adequate, these three factors, the insulin will reduce. Sometimes when the blood sugar level goes down during the early morning, especially a person who is taking treatment for diabetes, they may go for a low sugar around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock early in the morning. The body may overshoot in increasing the sugar level to counter the low sugar. At that time also, you may get an increased blood sugar, fasting sugar. So how the body prevents the rise? Same time, how it prevents the low sugar when we get up will depend entirely on insulin and glucagon, these two hormones. If this control mechanism work well, the body will try to keep a minimum sugar level even if you are not taking a dinner or on a hunger strike. If the control mechanism does not work, whatever less food you take will be more for that person. Your blood glucose level will be more even after 10 hours of fasting because the capacity of the pancreas to secrete adequate insulin fails. The fasting sugar will be high. If you have enough insulin and if the body uses the insulin properly, with all these things, the sole insulin opposing the actions of many hormones, and finally, if you have adequate insulin, the body should keep it below 100 milligram per deciliter when you get up. This is a very good indicator how body regulates when you sleep, when you are not working, and even after a heavy dinner. If you get up with a blood sugar level around 100 milligram, that means your pancreas is very healthy and it has got a capacity to fight against this increase in sugar level with all this dawn phenomena. And now you know the significance and relevance of fasting blood sugar. It will give an idea you're a diabetic or non-diabetic or a pre-diabetic, that is, you're going to get diabetes. We always take 2 different days before you conclude. We will not decide you as a diabetic in a single reading, and fasting sugar alone cannot tell you how your body handles the food throughout the day because you eat and you work during daytime. Now, the difference between a fasting sugar and a postprandial sugar, the other two factors, food and activity, will decide your blood sugar level during daytime. You can modify these two factors to control your sugar level. But during nighttime, you cannot do anything. You cannot work. You sleep. So this fasting sugar is more relevant than the postprandial sugar because the postprandial sugar is, to some extent, it is within your control. Fasting sugar is not under your control, only by the organ pancreas. Does it mean that postprandial is not important? That is also important. We will see. And I have a question for you. How much you believe the test results from a glucometer? Is it accurate for you? Have you ever checked? Have you ever experienced inaccurate results when you cross check with the lab? Please share. If you say it's not accurate, you had a lot of bitter experience, share with me because what factors can cause this inaccurate reports in a glucometer? Can we talk something about it in my next video? We'll meet again. Till then, bye. Thank you.